Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Wright show. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everybody's having a pretty good Saturday evening. Hope everybody's doing safe, doing well. You got some time to spend with your family, your kids. It's a lot of things we got to talk about doing this one interview. Not one interview. This one state episode, mainly pertaining to broken promises, left-wing people pretty much turning on themselves, and just just the basic stuff like that. Broken promises, progressives are pissed off, liberals are going ham at the Biden presidency because he's not fulfilling those promises, and among other things that we got to talk about doing this live stream. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Christmas time is next week, people. How's everybody gonna be doing? I know parents are mainly gonna be broke this season. Not this season, this year. See, Christmas time is always a time where parents always wind up the most broke. But that's okay. You gotta do whatever you can for your kids. Make sure that they wind up getting the things they want. Especially if their report cards is coming out pretty good. Yeah, Christmas time it is a time to bring people together. Christmas. I won't say Christmas time is not my best holiday, but when you're an adult. But when I was a kid, Christmas time was in fact the best holiday. Now my best holiday is pretty much I want to say Thanksgiving probably, and pretty much all you can eat buffet. Yeah, it's either between Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving, or Halloween. It's one of those two holidays that I gotta say is my favorite. I don't know how everybody else feel about holidays. About those holidays, but those gotta be my top two. So, yeah, man. Before we get to any of those freaking broken promises, I gotta show y'all this post about how Alec Baldwin is out his damn mind. You guys remember that whole Alec Baldwin incident where he ended up shooting that the cinematographer point blank? He ended up aiming a gun at the lady, and she ended up. The gun ended up going off, and she ended up, dying that day. Alec Baldwin ended up killing a female with a gun, and he said, and now he tried to blame the gun, and now all of a sudden, I didn't even read about this. I didn't even hear about this freaking story until like just today. Freaking Alec Baldwin this guy is out his damn mind. This guy done killed somebody with a gun, and this dude is so anti-gun. And this guy, he ended up blaming the gun at first. He ended up blaming the gun, and now all of a sudden, if you guys can look at this, now, this was back in December 3rd. Now all of a sudden, Alec Baldwin is blaming the victim. Let me read y'all this from the New York Post. Just when you think Alec Baldwin can't go any lower, he blames Helena Hutchins, the woman who he shot to death, for getting shot to death. Like I said, man, if you guys think these freaking crazy ass Hollywood folks can get any more loony as hell, freaking Looney Tunes, you'll be amazed, because these guys are out their damn mind. Quote, everything is at her direction. Baldwin told a psychopathic George Stephanopoulos during a jaw-dropping hour-long interview that aired Thursday night. Quote, I'm holding the gun where she told me to hold it, Baldwin said, which ended up right below her armpit, which is what I was told. I don't know. There was so much Baldwin claimed not to know. And Stephanopoulos, I'm sorry, I don't know how, but that's a name. His longtime friend from the Hamptons, not that the average viewer would know that, was only too eager to pitch softball at the softball. Yes, one of ABC's leading journalists, I use the term loosely, hardly challenged Baldwin when he claimed repeatedly that he never pulled the trigger, that the gun just went rogue. Quote, I would never point a gun at anyone, Baldwin said, despite his earlier assertion that Huskins had told him to point the gun at her. So he did, and pulled the trigger at them, never. The bullet striking and killing that woman came out of the barrel of the gun pointed directly at her, says retired FBI agent Bobby Chacon, who now works as a writer and on-set consultant in Hollywood. Again, guys, if you truly believe that Alec Baldwin could not get any more crazier, you will be proven wrong, because this guy is he wants to take the blame away from everybody. I mean, from himself, and put the blame at everybody else. First he ended up blaming the gun, and now all of a sudden this fool is blaming the cinematographer. Like I said, man, if this guy cannot get any more lower, and now the matter of fact is, there's a freaking warrant out for him to search his phone, and now all of a sudden now Baldwin wants to claim that there's no such thing going on. Quote, this is a lie. Alec Baldwin denies that he requested a larger Colt gun before the fatal shooting on Russ set, hours after the sheriff issued warrant for his iPhone to search his texts and photos. Alec Baldwin has denied that he requested a larger Colt gun before the fatal shooting of Helena Huskins on the set of Rust in a tweet today. Sent after Santa Fe sheriffs in New Mexico issued a search warrant for his phone. The 63-year-old actor tweeted an article from Newsweek which claimed that he had requested a bigger gun before the accidental shooting. This, in fact, is a lie, Baldwin wrote over the article link. The choices regarding any props by me for the film Rust were made weeks before production began. To suggest that any changes were made before a fatal shooting is false, he added. Okay, first of all, wasn't Baldwin one of the directors for that movie? For real, wasn't he one of those actors? Not one of those directors, I meant. His tweet came after police in New Mexico issued a search warrant for his iPhone following the fatal October 21st shooting. Man, it's almost been 2 months already. Jeez. The search warrant requested by Santa Fe sheriffs, authorities, police to review all text messages and photos on the actor's iPhone, as well as any stored location data as part of the investigation. Baldwin was seen on his phone making a call shortly after the shooting. Again, is there no low to what these freaking Hollywood actors would go through? Like honestly, is there no low? Bro, these mofos are out their goddamn minds. Alec Baldwin is gonna do whatever it takes to not get blamed for killing that lady. For killing that lady who was apparently up and coming. He wants to blame everybody but himself. He wants to blame the freaking gun safety guy that was there doing the shooting. He blamed the gun, and now all of a sudden he's blaming the freaking cinematographer for saying, "Yo, point the gun at me, point the gun at me." Does any of that make any sense to you guys? Like honestly, does it make any damn sense to you guys? That a cinematographer would just say, "Yo, it's fine, point the gun at me," and she's the one who's trying to capture all the footage for the movie. Does any of that make any sense to you guys? Like honestly, Alec Baldwin is a freaking nut job. The fact that this guy has the nerve to just point the blame at the person that died. Who got shot. For Alec Baldwin to come out and say something like that is completely horrendous. It's horrendous, people. It really is. I don't know what the hell is wrong with some of these Hollywood folks, man. But they need to get their shit together. For real, they need to get their shit together. Because what they're doing, this shit ain't funny. And now that a freaking police have a warrant out to grab his phone, and he doesn't even want to hand over his phone. This dude, but like I said, man, this is just me. This is how I feel, man. But I feel like Baldwin did this on purpose. Nobody points a gun. Excuse me. Nobody points a gun at somebody, pulls the trigger, and just claims it was an accident or it went up by accident. That's not the majority of shootings that goes on in the United States. It's just not. It's impossible. It's not the majority of shootings. Alec Baldwin case, man. This dude killed this woman in cold blood. He really did. He killed this woman in cold blood. It sucks, man. It really sucks. Anyway, man. Yo, did anybody watch freaking Spider-Man No Way Home? Yeah, and did anybody watch that movie, man? Because I don't want to be a spoiler or anything, but it was a good movie. That's all I can say. That's all I can say about that. It was a good movie. A lot of missed opportunities, but all in all, it was a good movie. That's all I can say. That's all I can say about that. Hold up. Yeah. Okay, so to continue on with this live stream. Yeah, like I said from the title, Biden's broken promise. The reason I'm bringing that up is because progressives are pissed off at Biden for student loan forgiveness, which again a lot of us people with common sense said, yeah, that shit wasn't fucking happening. That's not. Ooh, this shit loud. He killed this woman in cold blood. It sucks, man. It really sucks. Ah, shit. Anyway, man. Damn, was it? Yo, did anybody watch freaking Spider-Man No Way Home? Yeah, and did anybody watch that movie, man? Because I don't want to. Damn, my bad. My bad, guys. I ain't realized my mic was that damn loud. Yeah, man. I ain't realized my mic was that damn loud, man. Let me try to fix that up for you guys, so you guys' eardrums don't be freaking ringing off the damn walls. Let me fix that real quick. I said from the title, Biden's broken promise. The reason I'm bringing that up is because progressives are pissed off at Biden for student loan forgiveness, which again a lot of us people with common sense said, yeah, that shit wasn't fucking happening. That's not. Ooh, this shit loud. Hey, anybody in the comment section, is that any better? Is that any better? He killed this woman in cold blood. Yeah, shit. It sucks, man. It really sucks. I not realized that shit. I realized that this shit was that damn loud, man. My bad. I ain't mean to blow people's eardrums out. Hopefully that's a lot more better. Yes. Man, like I said, man. All right. that any better? Is that any better? I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, right there. I think that's good. Yeah. So okay, I got. Apologize for that, guys. If this is coming out more better, I apologize for that. I ain't realized that I gotta fix this freaking game. I gotta see what's going on with this damn thing. Yeah. 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 Okay. I think that's good right there. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Like I said, man. Liberals, man, they are pretty pissed off at Joe Biden right now for broken promises, especially some of the people that's in power right now, especially people like the Squad. The Squad. Think it was Simone Sanders. Rep Ayanna Presley, the bald headed chick, and she really think that shit cute for real. Let me guys show y'all this little thing from the Blaze Media. This is why words have lost all meaning. Democrat Rep Ayanna Presley claims student debt is policy violence. Again, this came after this little news article right here from Forbes.com. Biden won't extend student loan relief and confirms student loan payments restart February 1st. Let's see exactly what she said about this. Democrat Representative Ayanna Presley of Massachusetts thinks that student debt is policy violence, and that President Joe Biden should cancel people's student debt. Here's the thing about that, man. He ended up helping out some loans with the schools, but he didn't help out with the student loan debt. He said, "Okay, I'm going to help out the schools who have a lot of money owed back to them, but I'm not gonna help out the students." That's basically what this whole article is about from Forbes. And you know, Forbes is I'm pretty sure Forbes is a left wing website. Yeah, from this article, also coming from this article right here, from 2.4 billion in student loan forgiveness for 38,000 borrowers is the pipeline, says Education Department. The Department of Education provided updated statistics on Friday for borrowers who have been approved for student loan forgiveness under a new expanded program that the Biden administration announced in October. As of today, we identified 38,000 borrowers who will receive 2.4 billion in loan forgiveness, said Education Secretary Miguel Cardona in a tweet on Friday, with more of the way. So, to point that out, here's this little quote from Ayanna Presley. Quote, "Let's make it plain. Student debt is policy violence. It's policy violence." Okay, here's the thing. You knew exactly what you was getting into when you had to pay money for college, because first of all, education is not free. Education is not free. These teachers need some means in order to buy books, supplies, the right equipment in order to make some people's lives more better, more to get people more smarter, more in tune with some things that they need in order to move on in life, or the careers that they need, that they want. To claim that you guys are going to all these loan places, these student loan places, and then claiming that you paying all those loans back is not your problem, even though you borrow money in the first place. It just goes to show, like, some people's parents obviously didn't tell their children about borrowing money from loans, from loan sharks and all that stuff, because people want their money back. Like, if student loan forgiveness was a mob, like an actual mob, a violence, then a lot of these students would have had their freaking knees broke, their arms broke, they had bust into. But apparently, this whole student loan forgiveness, if you know, people borrow money, the government is just going to come in and just handle all that for them, even though they put themselves in that situation. Again, I don't see how that's even like, you know, smart, or even that's even common sense. Let's make it student loan forgiveness is policy violence. We'll keep fighting to relieve families across the country, to make sure our policies and budgets reflect their lived experiences, and that we build the grassroots movement to, quote, cancel student debt together, Presley tweeted. In another tweet, she said that student debt crisis is multiracial and multi-generational, and a racial, gender, and economic justice issue. She declared that the president can and must cancel student debt. No, they can't. I don't care if it's a he or she. No, they can't. They cannot do that. So what's that going to say about the schools who are owed all this money back? What's that say about them? They put in all this work. They put in all these supplies, all these books, all these programs, all these classes and all that stuff. And y'all saying that the people who borrow money in order to attend those classes, they ain't gotta borrow none of that back? They ain't gotta pay none of that back? Like, who actually believes in this crap? If you borrow money from a freaking bank, you gotta pay that back. Otherwise, they can take all your property away from you. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You ain't give us the money back that you borrowed. You gotta face the consequences. This is why I say, like, yo, college. If a lot of people just jump into it, they just jump into college. They don't actually know what they want to do with their life. This is why I never went to college. I'm not saying, like, you know, some colleges are not important, because, you know, education is important. But if you don't actually know what you're gonna be doing in the future, and you just jumping into it, then you're putting yourself in a situation where you're borrowing $50,000 of student loans, and you might not end up being in that same place where you are taking all these classes for, like teaching, car mechanic, freaking gender studies. For real, that's the most useless fucking class I ever fucking heard. Gender studies. Like I said, man, if you don't know the difference between a penis and a vagina, there's something wrong with you. All right. This whole student loan forgiveness, man, it's a stupid ass movement. It really is. And you got so many. Here's the thing. You got so many teens. You got so many people out here, you know, 18 years old or in their 30s, borrowing money, and they have no idea what they do in their life. What's their main purpose in life? Again, the most funny thing about it is that a lot of people switch their main classes. They switch it like they do like one class for 1 year, then all of a sudden they want to do another class, and then they now more in depth. I find this hilarious. I really do. You switching primary classes, but then you act like that you won't end up paying more money because of it. See, this is why I said, man, this is why a lot of parents fail when it comes to trying to convince their children, saying like, yo, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what you want to do. Make sure that if you're going to school for this one certificate, this certain diploma, make sure that it's the diploma or the certificate that you want to be for the rest of your life. If you changing classes like 6 months, not even a whole year, like 6 months in, claiming that it's not something that you find out that you want to do, then that's more money that you got to pay back. This is common freaking sense. This is common sense. It really is. It's common sense. Many on Twitter pushed back against the Congresswoman's use of the word violence and noted that people who voluntarily assume massive sums of debt have a responsibility to pay it back. I agree. You borrow money, you got to pay it back. Again, this is what I find hilarious. They are okay with you borrowing money for school, but when it comes to banks, when it comes to borrowing money from banks, you have to have a good credit score. You got to have a good job, a good stable record. But you telling me all those requirements are not for student loans for college, universities? You telling me like those credentials are not necessary for borrowing money from like colleges and universities and scholarships? You telling me none of those credentials that I pointed out for banks, that's not good enough for college? Again, this is what I say, guys. This whole student debt thing is the most dumbest thing one of the most dumbest movements out here. It really is. It's one of the most dumbest movements out here. Hey Maria. It's the most dumbest movement. It's a waste of time. Like this whole free rent BS that AOC and Cory Bush tried to push to quote unquote help out people in poverty, the low class, the middle class, but they end up damaging the middle class, especially when it comes to like independent realtors, like independent landlords and all that stuff. Not the big guys. End up hurting the little guys. The middle class landlords, those type of guys. Like I said, I'm not saying not to pursue a higher education. I'm just saying if you are actually going with this one career that you want to do, make sure you stay with it and not just borrow money and not expect to pay it back. From Michaelis. So many young teens pay way too much money to go to college and get a useless degree before wondering why they are such in debt. That's right. Unfortunately, it is also much easier to graduate college today, and they are a source of tons of political left-wing indoctrination. That is also true. Most Democrats probably do not believe that student loan debt should not be paid back. They just want to appeal to naive young people for votes. That's also right. And a lot of these people are progressives. They say they can say one thing that pushes they freaking to get their votes. Like I said, man, a lot of people should not be voting. A lot of people should not be voting, especially if you don't know a damn thing about politics. If they say the right words in order to get you to vote for them, but then when they don't get the promises that these certain left-wing liberal progressive people say, they want to act surprised. They want to act surprised and act like this isn't the thing. This whole student debt forgiveness thing, this whole free rent thing, it's the most dumbest movement out here, and they know they could use this movement, this trend, because a lot of these people do not actually think that the government could just come in and just save them from whatever debt they have. Like I said, man, I'm not saying do not pursue a higher education. I'm just saying if you are going to stick, if you're going to go to college or a certain university because you have your mindset on one career, stick with that career. Stick with that, and not no freaking management type stuff because anybody could be a manager or owner. You don't need all these diplomas or all these certificates in order to be a manager. If you work hard and you prove to everybody why you deserve this permission, this position, you will get it. You will get it. Show them, prove to them. But they don't want to do that because they know if people are going to be independent, what's the point of the fucking government? The government knows they can cancel all the student debt because then that'll put us in a more big recession, in a more dumber education system. A lot of people are now homeschooling their kids now because of how dumb the freaking education system is. You believe that? No. People should believe that. People should believe that because this whole freaking student debt thing is crazy. But yeah, people, it's gotten to a real bad point. It really has. You can't have common sense when it comes to college, man. You can't be careful when it comes to giving people loans because they want to pursue a higher education. It's crazy at this point, man. It really is, and people really think that the government could just come in and just stop all the freaking student debt. Guys, you try to tell some people this. For real, you try to tell some people like the government just can't come in and help you, man. They will say like, hey, the government has the power to do anything. No, the fuck they don't. They really don't. If they did, then why do they need all these legislators and all these freaking Congress if the government can do anything? There's no other person. That's me trying to see how loud my freaking audio is. It's still coming out pretty loud. Again, I gotta freaking fix that because it is coming out pretty loud. And anyway, and again, it's freaking Joe Manchin that's trying to come out and say, yo, we can't be doing all this because it's gonna hurt the middle class. Let me show you what I mean when I say that I may not agree with everything Joe Manchin does, but the one thing that this guy does has is a backbone. Just like, yo, I'm not with this progressive BS y'all got going on, man, because this whole progressive BS thing that y'all want to push is freaking horrendous. The nine most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Ronald Reagan. That's true. That's very true. Don't, for real, any person that tries to be like independent, like they saying like, yo, I don't need the government for anything. I can work on this on my own. I just need to work and grind and just do whatever I can to like make sure like I have a bet, like I have a better future. I'm stable with my money. That I know my kids won't struggle. A prime example. Look at Elon Musk. What the richest man ever in the world right now. This dude worked his ass off for over 30 years, and now he's actually doing something about freaking clean energy. And all of a sudden, the government wants to come in and take all that away from him. Elon Musk is like, nah, man, y'all ain't taking any of my stuff away from me. Y'all gonna have to kill me first. Then freaking Joy Reid and freaking Elizabeth Warren, the quote unquote Pocahontas, so wants to come in and say, yo, you have so much money, man. You need to get some of that to the government. Elon Musk like, yo, fuck that shit. This is my money. I work hard for it. You want it? Hey man, ain't you worth like $2 million, Warren? Why don't you give some people your money? Oh no, I ain't gonna do that. Why? Oh, why not? Because if I give away my money, it's not gonna be good for me. But you part of 1% though. Hey, taxing the rich. We can tax the rich, but I don't mean me. Tax the rich doesn't mean tax every rich person out there. Man, these people have lost their damn minds, man. And the whole these rich people don't pay they fair share in taxes, but they pay 6% of 60% of the freaking federal taxes. Of state taxes, income taxes. They pay 60% of it. So this whole rich versus poor thing, hey man, when I was younger, man, I say, man, fuck rich folks, man. I still am to a certain degree, but not to the point where I don't know that I say that all these rich folks got rich because they was born like it. No, a lot of rich people out here work their behinds off, and they earn that money that they're receiving. Especially when it comes to like to some entertainers, some people in the music industry, some people in the energies, oil, all that stuff, mining. They earn that money. I'm not gonna be one of those people that be like, can't raise the taxes for just the rich folks, which again is freaking stupid, because you can't just tax one class and be like, and act like taxing the rich money that they're receiving. Especially, taxing the rich is not. I don't know why the hell that happened. Taxing the rich is just gonna be for the rich and not for the middle class and low class. Like, bro, just look at time itself. You create one taxation policy, it affects everyone. Just look at history. Look at economics. Yep. Okay, hold on a second. Let me show you a book. Yeah. Basic economics. Thomas Sowell. Read this. This is the basic economics. Again, Thomas Sowell, Thomas Sowell, pretty smart guy. Like I gotta finish reading this book, like for real. I gotta finish reading this. This is a pretty damn good book. And I'm only like I'm still going through with it, like from the beginning of the book, man. Once again, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know who Thomas Sowell is. If you don't, that's his name. If it can go in, Thomas Sowell. This is the 5th edition, a common sense guide to the economy. This is the basic economics. And freaking AOC talking about, she has a degree in economics. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that because none of her economic policies are even being talked about. They're not. Some of her economic policies are not even being talked about. I'm pretty sure AOC just got shut down again in Congress from Democrats and Republicans and Independents. These people are like, yo, we don't want AOC anywhere freaking near us. We don't want any AOC's policies anywhere near us. The whole what was that? What was that policy that freaking AOC said they try to bring up? The whole What was it called? Keep AOC in office. Was that what it's called? The freaking Congress shut it down. Hold on a second. Oh, I spelled that wrong. What was that damn policy cost? What was that damn policy called, man? What's that policy called, man? AOC policy. What's that, bro? What was that shit called, man? I'm trying to What was that? Bro, what was that shit called that got freaking AOC shut down? I know for a fact AOC brought a policy that got freaking shut down. Freaking Democrats and freaking Republicans said, "Yo, this chick is out her freaking Marvel. If I can just find it." Damn. Hey man, I gotta find it. I gotta find that freaking policy later. It's not the Green New Deal. It wasn't that. It wasn't that policy. It was a policy to keep freaking AOC in office. What was that damn bill called, man? Oh, for real, man. What was that damn bill called? I'm trying to find that. AOC, nah. Damn. What's that policy? Damn, bruh, for real, what was that damn policy called, man? This is driving me nuts, man. Prime example. This is how freaking delusional AOC is, man, because people are sick and tired of this chick. People are sick and tired of this chick. Okay, I'm still going. I thought I was buffering there for a second. AOC's crime denialism out of touch. Eric Adams wins signals. NYC done with far left on law and order. Thank you. Finally, some Democrat with common sense on freaking crime. Some because this whole thing that AOC the whole freaking squad is saying that crime is not a big problem. Was it? Wait a second. Was it the Green New Deal that I'm talking about? Was it the Green New Deal? Not it was a policy that just got shut down, I think this month or last month. It was that policy. It was a policy that she brought up. Was it the Green New Deal that she tried to bring forth this month? I know it was something. Yeah, AOC is one of the least effective members of U.S. Congress. That's true. She is one of the most least effective. Okay. Nah, man, for real. I know, I know, I seen this freaking. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, here it is right here. Ocasio-Cortez of New York Part B Amendment number 25 on agreement to the amendment. You had a lot of Democrats shut this down, and you had a lot of Republicans say, "Yeah, the hell with this." An amendment on the Protecting Our Democracy Act that was put forth by Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat from New York, failed on Thursday. So Democracy Act. Okay, so let's look that up. Let's look that up for a second. Democracy Act. So 29 to 30 Democrats cancel this. What exactly does this shit mean?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Overall, the Protecting Our Democracy Act will do much to address the weaknesses that were exposed in the light of the last administration and exploited during President Trump's presidency. I'm proud to have 4 other amendments being included today that address nepotism, codify the Biden ethics pledge, and regulate defense funds as well as inaugural committees. I hope my colleagues will also see the value in protecting our intelligence committees from abuse and vote to include this amendment in the PODA Act. Thank you very much, and I yield my time.
Again, this is the chick that claims she's the new. She's going to be the most historic congresswoman in history, but AOC is the least favorite person in freaking Congress right now. She's like, for real, she's more hated than Marjorie Taylor Greene from people on the left that claims Marjorie Taylor Greene is a freaking menace. Which, hey, I would agree. So now to some extent, there are some things that Marjorie Taylor Greene that says is stupid, but she is a fighter. Okay, she's a fighter. I will say that. Okay, so calling AOC a congresswoman is like calling Jussie Smollett a victim. Calling AOC a congresswoman is like calling YouTube a free speech platform. Calling AOC a congresswoman is like calling Justin Trudeau a prime minister. Calling AOC a congresswoman is like calling Don Lemon a journalist. These people said fuck AOC. We about to fucking blast our ass. Okay, my bad guys. My bad guys. I went a little off track. I went a little off track there. Let's go. So let's go ahead and get back to this. AOC's crime denialism out of touch. Eric Adams wins signals New York City done with far left on law and order again. In Corona, one section of Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Queens and Bronx district, murder has increased 42% and rape 66% over the past 2 years. In this precinct, the 42nd robberies have risen by 21% per stat. Will Ocasio-Cortez deny these statistics? The Democrat doubts the existence of mass smash and grab robberies around the country. A lot of these organized retail thefts are not actually panning out, she asserted this month. In my New York City neighborhood and countless other urban locations, Walgreens has many products locked up because thefts make leaving them open on the shelf no longer feasible. The national drugstore chain, a top robbery target, stated plainly, organized retail crime is one of the top challenges facing the company. Respectfully, the Congresswoman has no idea what she is talking about. Both the data and stack of video evidence make clear that this is a growing problem in need of solutions. Again, you have these freaking people out here with video evidence from majority Democrat run place, and these people you have people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez come out and say, yeah, crime is not a big factor. It's not a big problem, which is why you see a lot of places that are mainly run by Democrat turning red, like the whole Virginia thing. And I think the Minneapolis police just voted to bring back the majority of their force because getting rid of the police to be more politically correct towards black people end up damaging a lot of neighborhoods, especially black neighborhoods. But you won't have these people admit that. How you doing, Jamie? Hope you having a good week. So let's keep on with this. Said Retail Industry Leaders Association spokesman Jason Brewer, quote, if she is not concerned with organized theft and increasingly violent attacks on retail employees, she should just say that. New Yorkers are concerned, and Eric Adams' win signals they've had it with the far left on law and order. This is what's turning a lot of people to vote red, because you have these freaking people that claim that crime is not a big problem, but then again, you will see it in the polls. You will see it in the polls that this whole crime is a reason why a lot of people are turning to the right and voting right, which is why a lot of seats in New York City, of all places, and New Jersey, they end up turning red. It was actually a lot of them, and they've had it with this this whole defund the police rhetoric that they have been pushing for a year and a half now. Because getting rid of police end up damaging this like suburban neighborhoods and black neighborhoods, the same neighborhoods that they claim that they want to get the votes from. And there was a poll out that came out about what black people thought about the police, and I think like 69% said yes, we do need the police. We do need the police because there's a lot of crime in our neighborhoods, and nobody wants to address it. Think about it. Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Delaware, a lot of these places, high in crime, gang violence. They are already bad enough with the police, and you just want to get rid of police, and you just want to get rid of police because you say police are majority racist to black people. Here's the thing: there is some acts of police brutality out there, but it doesn't mainly happen to just black people, and that's what a lot of people fail to realize. There's police brutality that goes on with white people. There's police brutality that goes on with Hispanics, Latinos, whatever you want to call it, and even some Asian folks. But they don't want to address this. They really don't. They don't want to address this problem. Let's keep going. AOC was fewer prisons and the police defunded. Again, my mind blew when I first read that story that AOC says we should stop putting people in prison or we should stop building prisons. Again, this chick is the most tone deaf, dumbass idiot I've ever seen in Congress. And freaking Bush was in office. Bush was in office. You say you want to get rid of the police. You say you want to get rid of the prison system. You want to shut down prisons. You say we should stop building prisons. So where exactly are you going to keep those same rapists and killers? Where are you going to put those people, AOC? Are you going to put them in your own homes? No, you going to keep them out on the street and keep people dying again. Again, people, I'm sorry, guys. If you guys live in New York City, man, I'm sorry, but New York City is a shithole. It is. New York City is a full blown shithole. Hey, man, I say the same thing when it comes to St. Louis, and I was born there, but there's some major problems in St. Louis and New York City that need to be fixed, and you should have a congressperson who's not afraid to take action against crime and be like, yo, we've let criminals get away with too much, man. Especially for this past year and a half or 2 years, where freaking Antifa, BLM, and all that stuff. We need to stop this. Let's keep going with this article. Quote: if we want to reduce violent crime, if we want to reduce the number of people in our jails, the answer is to stop building more of them. Again, guys, if I freaking such tone deafness, man, such stupidity with this damn chick. Such stupidity, man. This chick has no idea what the hell she's talking about. It really is. She has no idea what she's talking about. Her view is the view of the radical left, and it is completely absurd. Is this crime denial, or is this using words to spark provocation? Shall we close the jails to the most violent criminals who tear apart families and communities? Shall we close them to low-level offenders for whom jail time might provide a deterrent to committing future crimes? Should we close jails to the gang member who recently killed a Columbia University grad student and injured a tourist? Again, I don't see how did AOC freaking get into office, man? Because she got a cute face? Is that why she got in the office? Because she had a cute face, and she barely even has that. For real, man. She barely even has that, man. For real, I cannot take it. I cannot stand that we have people like this that are in Congress. That be like, hey, take down the prison system, defund the police. Yeah, forget all. Yeah, listen to the small majority of black people that say, yeah, the police are, they dirty, they crack ass people, all that shit. Man, that's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Not all police is bad, man. This is a fact right here. Not all police are bad, man. They're just not. Man, for real, these people have got to stop with this whole freaking defund the police, abolish the prison system. Again, where are you gonna put all those sex offenders, those rapists, those murderers, those homicide type people? Where are you gonna put those people? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Where you gonna put those people? I know for a fact you ain't gonna bring them in your own home. I know that for a fact. Oh God, these people have lost their damn minds. For real, man. These freaking progressive far left people have lost their damn minds. I don't understand how any of them actually got into freaking office. They policies may sound good, on paper, in person, but for real. And yes, that is a good point. She said defund the police, but she paid $140,000 for private security. And again, that's what I find funny about this whole thing. She say, these communities with the high crime rates, they don't need police, but she would pay $140,000 of her own money to private security. This is why I know that they don't actually believe what they're saying. Because these people have lost their damn marbles, man. Because this is freaking horrendous. It really is. Can someone please? The hypocrisy is freaking real. The hypocrisy is freaking stupid. It's stupid. It really is. Like for real, student debt, defund the police, abolish the prison system. These are one of the most dumbest policies I have ever heard. You wanna abolish prisons? Yeah. Go ahead and do that with New York City. Go ahead and shut down Rikers Island. Go ahead and do that. And apparently in New York City, Rikers Island has the most dangerous criminals in New York City. The most dangerous. The most dangerous. Shut down Rikers Island. Go ahead, AOC. Shut down Rikers Island and see how bad New York City becomes without all those crazy ass people. Wait, is it Rikers Island or is it someplace else? If you're in New York City, if you live in New York, anybody in this chat or who watches this video can try. Can anybody tell me like the worst freaking prison in New York City? Because a lot of people say it's Rikers Island. I can't, bro. I cannot stand these freaking idiots. What's going on out back? Again, I appreciate everybody that tuned in to my live stream, because it's a lot of things that I gotta go over with this live stream video. Yeah, it's more things that gotta go over. In Philly, the black people voted in Krasner, a George Soros white district attorney, and it is harming the black community. Who's Krasner? Let me go ahead and look that up real quick. See what's actually going on. This guy's a lawyer. So let's go ahead and pull this up real quick. Republicans pounce when DA district attorney. What the heck? Come on, man. Enough of these freaking ad pop-ups. Republicans pounced when District Attorney Larry Krasner said Philly doesn't have a crisis of crime. Expect more of the same in 2022. With District Attorney Larry Krasner said Monday that Philadelphia was not experiencing a crisis of crime. Despite a record number of homicides, he was responding to a reporter's question and speaking, it seemed, to a local audience. But the reaction to what he later in the weeks would concede had been an in-article reply quickly blossomed into a talking point of conservatives near and far. Okay, hey man, hey bro, that's actually why a lot of people are people on the right are actually winning seats, because you have a lot of these freaking politicians that claim that freaking crime is not a problem. You know, crime is just another racist term for black people committing crimes. Which again, these same people claim this, but it's actually hurting the same communities that they claim to be helping. They're not helping them at all. Fox News interviewed a relative of a murder victim in Philadelphia. Republican gubernatorial candidate Bill McSwain tweeted that Krasner is at war with reality over a crime spike caused by him. And former U.S. Rep. Lo Barletta, another GOP hopeful in next year's governor's race, said crime is high in Philadelphia due to the most liberal DA in the country and other Democrats. As the GOP seeks to take control of Congress in next year's midterm elections, and with Pennsylvania home to high-profile races for governor and U.S. Senate, Republicans have already signaled their hope to make public safety a top issue in 2022. Using progressive politicians like Krasner as examples of the dangers of the Democratic leadership. Again, you had these freaking Hollywood officials come out in support of Democrats, because anything a Democrat does that is always good to so many people. Again, I don't get people's common sense. I don't get common sense, people. I really don't. These people's common sense are so damn piss poor that they don't actually realize the same communities that they claim they're helping, they end up hurting. I honestly absolutely agree with this. Agree with this article. I absolutely agree with this article. This honestly high crime rates because of progressive liberal policies should be a high talking point between the freaking the right, because it helped them win Virginia, and it's also helping them win some seats in majority Democrat strongholds, because a lot of liberals are now coming out saying, yeah, we're not for soft on crime policy, because that end up hurts our families. It hurts our families. But guys, like I said, more broken policies by the Biden administration, and now the Biden administration is blaming, no, just Joe Biden himself. He's blaming freaking Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin sets the record straight after Biden signals him out in statement on Build Back Better plan. Again, I may not agree with every policy, with everything that Joe Manchin says, but the one thing that this guy does have, he has common sense in some aspects. He's not for increasing the debt limit. He's not for increasing taxes on the middle class, because he knows exactly what this whole increased taxes on a high class actually means. This guy actually has a backbone to not go with the establishment. So I can say that this is the one Democrat politician that I actually are for. Senator Joe Manchin released a sharp response Friday after President Joe Biden repeatedly signaled out the West Virginia Democrat as the person to blame for his unsuccessful legislative agenda. Biden released a statement Thursday night, an update on his Build Back Better bill, and cited Manchin by name 3 times. In that statement, Biden claimed that Manchin has reiterated his support for Build Back Better funding at the level of the framework plan I announced in September, despite Manchin's continued opposition to supporting many aspects of the plan. I have a productive call with Speaker Pelosi and Majority Leader Schumer earlier today. Oh God, those freaking idiots! I briefed them on the most recent discussion that my staff and I have held with Senator Manchin about Build Back Better. It's what the fuck just happened? I hate when that shit do this. In these discussions, Senator Manchin has reiterated his support for Build Back Better funding at the level of the framework plan I announced in September. I believe that we will bridge our differences and advance the Build Back Better plan, even in the face of fierce Republican opposition. My team and I are having ongoing discussions with Senator Manchin that work will continue next week. The moderate Democrat provided a short but revealing response Friday to Politico, which cast doubt on the sincerity of Biden's claims about him. Quote, the president put out a statement. In his statements, not mine, Manchin said, Manchin is facing growing criticism from the media for not supporting Biden's Build Back Better plan. The Associated Press claimed this week Manchin is singularly halting Biden's agenda. Meanwhile, tensions boiled over between Manchin and reporters on Wednesday after they peppered Manchin with questions about his refusal to support Biden's legislative agenda. As reporters followed Manchin on Capitol Hill, the lawmaker told him, I'm not negotiating with any of you, okay? You, quote, you guys let me go. This is bullshit. You are bullshit, okay? I'm done. God almighty, Manchin added. So the one guy that apparently the Biden administration needs, or the freaking left wing needs in order to push all these bills out, he's being thrown under the bus by the same freaking people. But this is hilarious. There's literally a civil war going on with both parties, both Republican and both freaking Democrat. There's a civil war going on between establishment, moderate, and people who just says, yo, I ain't doing whatever the hell the government wants. The people do not want authoritarianism. They don't. But you would have these far left progressive people like freaking like the Squad claim that enforcement is a good thing to the people. But in the polls, you would see that some people do not want that one bit. which is again hilarious to me. And the same people's president that left wing media is trying to depict as. Biden warns of winter of severe illness and death for the unvaccinated. Let me go ahead and repeat that. Biden warns of winter of severe illness and death for the unvaccinated. So let me go ahead and show y'all this, because this is what Joe Biden thinks of people who refuse to get the jab. This is what Joe Biden thinks. Wow, what a complete fucking asshole. He just threw every unvaccinated people on the bus. He just threw every freaking people who refuse to get the jab under the bus. This is this is the president right here. This is the president. This is the president right here. The president of unification that freaking left wing media left wing media is saying is a unifying president, even though nothing unifying is happening under Biden administration, because progressives are pissed, liberals are pissed, Republicans are pissed. If there is some unification, then it's because Biden is bringing forth the people who hate each other together. That's what it comes down to. Biden wants people to not be safe if you don't get the jab. That's what Joe Biden said. That is exactly what Joe Biden said. But anyway, the good news is Nick Sandman, you know the guy that every media said was a white supremacist, because he was literally just standing there because he was just standing there while that Native American veteran, quote unquote, even though he never served, was banging the drum in his face. The dude was just standing there smiling. Left wing liberals lost their damn minds. Called him every term in the book. Every time in the book. Nick Sandman reached a settlement with NBC in Covington Catholic controversy. Again, I'm pretty sure didn't he win over $100 million from CNN? And now I'm pretty sure he won a lot of money from NBC. Former Covington Catholic student Nick Sandman announced on Friday that he reached a settlement with NBC Universal. This is Sandman's third settlement with a major news outlet, stemming from media coverage over a confrontation at the Lincoln Memorial in January 2019. Again, hey man, I am waiting for the day that freaking Kyle Rittenhouse sues freaking all these media outlets. I'm waiting for that. But it's his personal choice, man. It really is his personal choice. Because you had a lot of media outlets out there claiming that Kyle Rittenhouse shot black people, even though every person out there was white that he shot, and it was under acts of self-defense. Like the state's own witness came in and said, "Yes, I came at Rittenhouse with a gun, which is why he fired at me." But this is nuts, man. You had freaking left wing media keep on going with this narrative that Kyle Rittenhouse was somehow a white supremacist, and now you got the what I said the left was calling Rittenhouse a white supremacist, and then now you got the right coming out and saying Rittenhouse is a traitor because he said I support BLM. I'm pretty sure he had to say that. He had to say that, because if he didn't, left wing media would have went on the attack again. Let's keep on going with this keep on going with this article. What the hell was I? at this time, I would like to release that NBC and I have reached a settlement. The terms are confidential. Sandman, we tweeted. Documents filed Friday in U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Kentucky show both parties agreed to dismiss the case without a judgment from the court. The Cincinnati Enquirer reported. Again, Sandman's attorney slapped a $275 million defamation lawsuit against NBC Universal in May 2019. The lawsuit claimed that NBC would unleashed its vast corporate wealth, influence, and power against Nicholas to falsely attack him, despite the fact that at the time he was a 16-year-old high school student. Quote, NBC's Universal attacks on Nicholas included at least 15 defamatory television broadcasts, 6 defamatory online articles, and many tweets falsely accusing Nicholas and his Covington Catholic High School co-calf classmates of racist acts, even though they didn't do Jack doing that whole thing. I watched that thing live. The lawsuit contended NBC Universal created a false narrative by portraying the confrontation as a hate crime committed by Nicholas. The lawsuit argued that NBC's coverage was relying heavily on biased and reliable sources without conducting any reasonable investigation of the circumstances which surrounded the January 18 incident. In 2020, CNN and the Washington Post both settled defamation lawsuits from Sandman for undisclosed amounts. Again, this is freaking left-wing media losing. This is left-wing media losing. Now, they should have did. I swear, man, Kyle Rittenhouse should have did the exact same damn thing. They should have did the exact same thing. Because the way that left-wing media is doing with freaking anybody that pushes against a narrative, freaking Larry Elder should have sued the Washington Post for defamation of character, call him the blackface of white supremacy. A lot of people want to say, well, it's free speech. The media can do whatever they want. No, the hell they can't. They really can't. For real, they should. But the fact, like I said, the day that freaking Rittenhouse, the day that Rittenhouse sues like all these companies that said he shot all these black people, he shot all these white supremacists. I'm waiting on that day to come, because CNN, MSNBC, they need to be held accountable. They really do. They need to be held accountable. Because they get away with too damn much. They get away with too damn much, people. They really do. Because this has got to stop. Media bias has got to stop. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Why is it doing this? Okay. So I'm about to do some call-ins right now, just in case just to get some other people's opinions about this. I'm not gonna do it for very long. I'm probably gonna do it for like another hour, but yeah. So anybody that wants to get in with the conversation, man, they're all for it. Really, they are. They're all for it. Okay. Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm about to copy. Yeah. Anybody want to get in and have a discussion? Like I said, man, I'm probably only going to be doing this for like another 30 minutes to an hour or so. So I'm not going to be on long. So Anybody that wants to have like a conversation, wants to do some talk, we can do that. Yeah, so that's a stream right there. Anybody that wants to get in, they can go in and get in to have a discussion. I mean, if you want to, just make sure you tell my family. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm is pretty trippy. The YouTube algorithm sucks. They freaking suck. They really do. Anybody wants to do like I said, the call-ins, man. The link is right there for anybody wants to join in for the conversation. Guess no. All right, I guess nobody's joining in. Jamie, Maria, I'll bet the lot. Anybody that's watch this right there right now. Y'all can all join in if y'all want. The line is open, man. Anybody that wants to join in to the conversation.
Hi, Blaze. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Since nobody else was calling in, I thought I would.
Okay. Appreciate the call there.
So, what do you want to discuss?
This whole not crime with the house. This
Not
whole this whole AOC this whole acting like crime is not a big problem, stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw where I guess she uses Instagram. Isn't that what she uses to put out her live streams on?
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, and
Yeah, and she was saying that it was a figment of our imagination, that she saw no legitimate she used some kind of word, legitimate documentation that it was actually going on. And I thought, how ridiculous. It's been all over the news, although I do not watch CNN or NSNBC, but I do watch ABC at night. And I mean, they've even been showing it on there. So I don't know where. I think her whole thing is, I think people that are, this is what I saw. I saw where if you're on the left hand side, you do not watch any other news other than that. But if you're a Republican or a moderate or a, what do they call it?
Progressive.
If you're a Democrat or you're a, there's three parties.
Yeah. The independent. The
Independent. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry. That if you're a Republican or an independent, you will get between 30 to 40% of your news from other news sources other than just conservative news.
Right.
So I think us on the independent or conservative side, we're more apt to look on both sides of the spectrum. You know, I'll go to other news sources, like I watch BBC News, I watch ABC News, I watch Fox News. You know, on YouTube, I watch all kinds of varying news sources besides just conservative. But if you're on the, you know, liberal side, I don't even want to call them liberals. If you're on the left side, you only consume CNN and MSNBC. So they don't actually see some of the news that we see. I honestly believe that.
Right.
So I think is what AOC is doing is she's, you know, unless you live in California and you get your daily news from there, or like you live in St. Louis like you did, or you live in Chicago, or you live like I live in Colorado, so I see things that are going on in Denver. Unless you live in those individual states, she's talking to the people that don't live in those states, and she's saying, whoa, wait a minute. You know, that's actually not going on, guys. They're just over dramatic. You know, they're being over dramatic. There's an instance or two, but it's not prolific like they're saying it is. It's just those dumb Republicans being conspiracy theorists. And they keep using, if you notice, the same words, the same adjectives, and the same labels. And I think these kids actually buy into it. I really do.
I think she's not just talking about, you know, like the outside. So I'm pretty sure she's also talking about she's also talking to some New Yorkers out here that claim that crime is a big problem, but then her own base is like calling her out on some of the very problems in the city. Like, you know, rape is up 66%, crime is up 49%. Like these are like the same talking points that got a lot of Republicans seats in New York City and New Jersey. But then she she doesn't want to point out like these kind of problems, because apparently crime, saying something about crime it's obviously saying something bad about black people, when crime doesn't just happen, to like black people or people of color in her terms. I really do not like that term at all.
Well, and the other thing I wonder, and I don't know if you thought about this, but I've lived in a big city. I lived in Phoenix. I worked in Phoenix, but I lived on the outskirts of Phoenix. And, you know, I saw the crime when I went into the inner city and I worked there, and I was very cautious, you know, where you parked, where you walked, where you went to lunch, you know, but when you went home, you know, I wasn't as cautious because the crime wasn't in the suburbs until it was in the suburbs. And so I wonder if some of this that they're doing is if they're almost trying to cause a war now between the suburbs and the inner cities. I wonder if this is almost like they're with the demise of the police, with letting criminals out. You know, crime is going to come out to the suburbs now, and I wonder if they're almost trying to cause like a war.
No, yeah, they definitely are. A lot of people, I think Tim Pool said this before. Like it's going to be a some type of civil war between either the rich and the poor, or the criminals and the law-abiding citizens, where the left is going to most likely pick the law-abiding not the criminals, because they want to like push this whole narrative that criminals are just misunderstood people.
Yes.
They shouldn't be like in jail for a long time, even though a lot of people in jail are not just there just because they're there. You know, they commit like high crimes like theft, murder. You know, doing the unthinkable to children and all that stuff. And
Right.
a lot of left wing individuals saying like, "Yo, it's just another act of racism." When it's not just black people in jail. It's also it's also Hispanics, white, and all that stuff. And this is where I agree with Tim Pool on with this whole Civil War thing. It's going to be an act of authoritarianism and people who believe in their own independence and their own liberty, which I do believe it's gonna happen one day, because
Yes.
with expenses going up, the government getting more cocky with themselves. It's just gonna come into a more crazy type future for people who are starting to wake up. And here's the thing: you see online where a lot of celebrities are waking up, a lot of people in like these Democrat-run cities are starting to wake up to the problem, saying like, "Yo, we voted for you because we expected safety," but then Bill De Blasio, even on his way out, he's starting to get more cocky with his policy, saying, "Yo, we're gonna enforce back these mandates, and if in order to get like pizza, walk into a pizza joint, you had to be vaccinated and jabbed up. You had to get two also with 2 booster shots, and that's what's getting a lot of people, kind of skeptical about what they vote for. Now, here's the thing: it's actually working to some extent, and people are literally trained in they freedom for safety, and there's literally no safety out here when even with all these jabs and vaccinated, there's still the problem with the high end crime.
Right. But the thing is, what they're doing, though, is what I see they're doing with criminals is they're saying, oh, but he didn't get the love and the nurturing and this. And I know he committed murder, but, he really, I can't remember what judge said it, but they released the statement. And the judge was like, but he didn't get a chance in his childhood. And I'm thinking, this is a 16-year-old kid that just murdered his mother, And so they're almost pitting normal thinking individuals against the criminals. And then they're saying that if you defend yourself with deadly force, like if someone breaks into my home, you ain't getting through my door. I'm killing you. But if you defend yourself, then you are then the criminal because you defended yourself. And that's not allowed, it seems, nowadays. Now, I know in Texas, as long as I posted signs on my property in English and in Spanish, if you stepped a foot on my property, I had the right to shoot you. So you could protect land, property, yourself, your animals, whatever. But laws are different in every state. I realize that.
Right.
But, nowadays, if you defend yourself like Kyle Rittenhouse did, you're then the enemy now. And they're pitting law-abiding citizens against the criminal. The criminal has more rights now.
Right.
And so do illegal aliens. They don't have to get a shot. They break into our country and they don't have to get a shot. But us tax-paying citizens have to get a shot to get a job.
Right. That's why the Biden administration is trying to be so soft on illegal immigration, which is why when a lot of people like progressives came out and said, "Yo, what y'all doing with the whole with these whole capturing illegals and all that stuff at the border? You guys are just as bad and not more worse than Trump, no worse than Trump." And then the other thing that a lot of people on the left are mad about is that Joe Biden's Department of Justice ended up stopping that whole $450K for each individual that illegally crossed the border during Trump's presidency, when because they got separated by their children. But there was still no proof that they claimed that was actually their children. It could have been some drug cartel or somebody. but they don't want to take it into the fact that not everybody that crosses over here is actually a person that's reaching for a higher or a better life. They just see all these guys as innocent, and they don't think about some people that are coming here because they are taking the opportunity on the softness of crime, and because because Biden said during the president debate, we're gonna search the border, and then when they did it, they reached high records for illegal immigrants crossing the border. A lot of people like, especially mainstream media, they do not want to talk about these problems. They say, oh, it's just because of the previous administration's policies, even though when Biden came in day one, he got rid of all Trump's policies.
Correct. And then just like I read in the newspaper, I think it was Thursday or Friday, they busted a New York City police officer who had been running in conjunction with the gangs up in New York. They had been running sex trafficking for, I think it was 6 years. Don't quote me. You'd have to Google it. But he just got arrested on either Thursday or Friday, a police officer out of New York City. And they were running sex trafficking of young girls through social media. So they were bringing them from, the Mexico border. They were bringing them all the way through from Texas, all the way to New York. And then they were running them as sex slaves. And this police officer had been doing this for like 6 to 8 years. And they finally busted him for it, and the gang that he was working with. And so he was providing cover so the gang could move the girls around. And he would tell them where the police were going to be, and, to give them cover so they could move the girls from room to room. And then he got paid. Plus, the gang would bring him girls to the police station to be serviced. Now, can you believe this?
I believe it.
Well, I mean, I believe it too, but that's part of this border thing. They're not only bringing, there was I think they said 1.2 million people that they had caught, but they say for everyone they caught, 3 more had gotten away. So there's 1.2 they caught. They say for everyone they caught, 3 got away, plus the drugs they've caught. They've caught enough drugs to kill everyone in Florida, Texas. I think they said Tennessee, Louisiana. They've caught enough fentanyl. And then not only that, but all the sex trafficking that's been going on. And so, he's basically destroyed this country in just this 11 months with all the drugs. And I read or somewhere that there was 500,000 deaths, drug deaths between last year and this year. Mm-hmm. And that's almost as many people have died from COVID that have died from drug overdoses.
Right. And the one thing that they also don't want to talk about is the amount of what?
The amount
of suicide.
Suicides, correct.
That happened
because of COVID.
Because of COVID, the lockdowns, and this is something that they claim is not a major problem. Like the leading cause of death in the United States is just COVID and nothing else. Like, homicide is not a problem. What else is there? Yeah, homicide's not a problem. Suicide's not a problem. They say that they care about mental health awareness, but they are the ones that are against advocating for it.
Right.
And then I can't say the right is better because they're not a lot. I don't see a lot of big names talk about suicide, but I do see a lot of independent guys talking about it.
Yes, I agree with you. I think we have a lot of rhinos in the Republican Party that for a long time, a lot of them were just, either side was just as bad as the other. The only thing we saw once Trump got in, you were able to distinguish between the parties. And then once this new wave of Democrat came in, then you were able to distinguish who were socialists. So we got socialists in the Democrat Party. There were no more, there's only a few blue dog Democrats left. Joe Manchin's one of them. And then in the Republican Party, you got to see which Republicans were in there that really just didn't do anything. They were just obstructionists. And I call them the rhinos. And then now you have a few that are in there that I would say I call them conservatives, which is what I am, that actually believe in this country and want to do something about this country and want to make America a good place, and don't believe in all this globalism.
Right. Right.
And we have a few, and I know we have a bunch more that are running now.
Yeah, and even then, like to go back to Eric Adams, he said a lot of these far left policies are heard in New York. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's that's going to be soft on crime. Like when he had that talk with some quote unquote leaders from BLM, the BLM talk about, hey man, if you're hard on crime, we're gonna get it popping. But he ain't back down. He said like, yo, you want to be hard on crime? You want to be crazy on crime? Then best believe we're gonna arrest you. Like I want to ensure that New York City is gonna be a safe place for everybody. And I'm not gonna be like Bill De Blasio or Andrew Cuomo and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna be soft on y'all just to be more politically correct. Even Eric Adams also said it's like this whole socialism thing is stupid, and we need to get rid of it. Which is why when progressives found out that he was going to be the next governor, like a former police commissioner got into office to be the next mayor of New York City, a lot of progressives and liberals were kind of pissed off.
Well, I hope so, and I would call him like I called my granddad. He was a senator from Connecticut. My granddad, I would call a blue dog Democrat. And I hope Eric Adams is a true blue dog Democrat, because they believe in the Second Amendment of right. And they also believe in freedom of speech. And, they believe in a little bit more social programs, but they weren't ones to run the debt up like this. And Republicans have done it too. But, they were strong on crime, and they were pro-police. It's this new socialist Democrats that are ones that are changing the party so much, of the Democrat Party.
Right.
At least that's what I see, because half my family was true Democrats, what I call blue dog Democrat. And, I don't think my granddad would know what to say. And if he was alive right now, he would not know this Democrat Party.
Yeah, a lot of people back then would not even know what this party is. I'm pretty sure Larry Elder's mother said when she was a Democrat, I ain't leave the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party left me because they went too far when it comes to policies to help the middle and low class.
Yeah, and I know, this thing, paying college tuition. The party of my granddad, he paid his way. He was an immigrant from Ireland, so was my grandmother. And they would have never thought to say, oh, no, you need to pay, the federal government needs to pay your college. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous, because you know what that means. Basically, we're paying the college for rich and higher middle class families' college debts. You're not taking care of lower middle class families and the poor. You're paying for upper middle class to higher class people's kids' education, because that's who went to college. Yeah, you're catching a few middle class people and maybe lower, but most of the people who go to college, that's who it is. And why should I pay for you to go to Yale when my kids went to Pikes Peak Community College for 2 years and then transferred to Texas A&M? I mean, that's the way my kids did it. They went to 2 years community college and then transferred to Texas A&M because that's all we could afford, because I had 4 kids to put through college.
Yeah, and also when you are advocating that people don't have to pay back their student loans if they borrow so much money and they have no means to pay it back, they just call forth the government to just come in and help them out and say like, yo, y'all ain't gotta worry about paying anything. Just call upon us and we'll take care of it. That's a major problem with a lot of people when it comes to like going to college, taking all these classes, trying to get all these tuitions, all these diplomas and degrees and all that stuff, and they don't realize like they are like just paying trying to pay back this stuff, they can just see it as a means of, yo, I'm gonna go to school, but I won't pay for it. So I'm just cough up the governor to cancel all my debt. Like it's some kind of house loan that they just get rid of, which is completely not true.
Right. And I mean, it's not, I think people have a hard time understanding. It's not the federal government that pays them off. It's us, the taxpayer. So when these guys say, oh, the federal government's going to pay off our student loan. No, 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 honey. That's not the way it works. It's the taxpayer that pays it off. The federal government doesn't make any money. The federal government is only there because us, the people that go to work, pay taxes. If all of us quit paying taxes, the federal government would cease to exist.
Right.
And so they got these kids fooled because I don't know, you're a lot younger than I am, but it's so funny because I'll hear these young kids talk. My youngest is 28 and his friends will be like, oh yeah, the federal government's going to pay my taxes off. And I'm like, do you know who the federal government is? And they're like, yeah, the federal government. I'm like, no, that money comes out of your check. So in other words, you're going to be paying for your student loan until you die because they're going to take some of your tax money, pay for your loan, but you're going to be paying taxes till you die. So you're going to be paying for that student loan from now to the day you die.
Right.
He's like, really? And I'm like, yes. So just pay your student loan off and then don't vote for this because if you do, you'll be paying student loans off for the rest of your life.
Right.
And these young kids don't seem to understand. They think the federal government makes money somehow, but the federal government does not make money.
Right.
So I find that hilarious.
Yeah, it is pretty hilarious and at the same time pretty sad, horrendous if you actually look at it from a common sense point of view. Not trying to quote nobody here, but yeah, from a common sense point of view.
Yeah. But I think we need to educate, and I don't know if it's because that's the way they're taught in school or if that's the way we are changing the vocabulary in which we speak to people nowadays. But
I was never taught in school that if I'm in some type of high debt, I just cough up the government and cancel it. Even my parents taught me like, yo, if you're trying to buy something like a house or a car, make sure you buy it with cash. Do not get no loans or anything like that. That's the one thing like my parents taught me.
Right. And that's the way I was taught. And I my parents paid everything with cash. And they taught me, when you get a paycheck, 30% goes to pay yourself first. Pay 30% to yourself. So that means put 30% away in a savings account or a bond or in the stock market or something. But give 30% to yourself first and then pay your bills with the rest.
Right.
And that's the way I was taught.
That's how everybody should be taught. But you can't teach everybody the same. Actually, you can't teach everybody the same way. It's just how people take it and how people learn from it. Is how like they'll be able to go into life and not have to worry about like no high taxation or no high loan payments that they got paid back in 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you do take a loan, like I took a loan on my car, I put cash down on my car, but then I took a loan for 2 years, not 5.
Right.
Or if you have to buy a house, then put money down and buy a house on 15-year loan, but then make double payments if you can, or pay the interest along with the loan. So then you pay it off quicker.
Right.
So, but kids, I don't know if they're not taught this. But when I went to school, we had, economic class, and we also had cooking and what was it? Auto mechanics class.
Yeah.
And we also had sewing class and home economics, something like that.
What kind of school did you go to?
I went back. I graduated in '84 from high school, just the regular high school, but you had to have electives. So you got to take different elective classes.
Nah, I ain't really have a lot of those chances when I was in high school. A lot of those classes were already taken. Like, home economics. My mom taught me how to cook, so I ain't really need that class. But the one class I did want to get was the driver's ed, but that ain't
Oh
work out.
yeah, I took
Cause
driver's ed too. Yeah, they taught us that too. But I had 2 years, and they went for like 8 weeks or something, and then you switched. So in one period, you would have two of these classes. So they taught you how to do a checkbook, and yeah, I had all that in high school.
right.
Yeah, but kids nowadays don't do that.
It kind of I feel for my generation, like they some of us do have common sense, but some of us are kind of leaning too far and say that socialism is great, But then when you point out that the Nazis were socialists, they don't want to claim that you're false. But if you literally look up the definition of Nazi, it says socialist.
Yes, yes, it is. And Italy was a socialist country too during World War II.
Right.
And so was the Russians and North Korea and everybody else.
Right.
But, we're not taught true history in America. That is the one problem.
Right.
So if you want true history, you're not even taught it in college.
Nah.
In college, I got whitewashed history too. You had to be willing to go look for it on your own.
Yeah, that's how I end up finding some like real history about slavery.
Yes, I took an African American studies course in college, but what I was given was very whitewashed. But the professor gave us links to go look for other books because to do more in-depth studying. And then of course I've traveled around America, so I've gotten to see like African American slave burial sites. And then when you go into those communities, you can go and search the history even more in depth.
Right.
And that's where you get the true history, is being really on the ground and going and visiting the places where slavery was going on.
Right.
Because there's actually small books in their libraries that people actually wrote of the times where you'll never hear about the book, but it's actually in the library.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's anyway. I appreciate the call in, Jamie. Hope to have another conversation with you. A conversation
Yes.
with you and everybody else. Yeah. I appreciate you. Appreciate the call in. Hopefully you have a good evening.
Yes. And Merry Christmas to you if I don't talk to you before the holidays.
Same to you. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, good. Yeah. I like our talks. I really do. I like our talks. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream right here, guys. Everybody that's tuned in, I appreciate every last one of y'all for commenting. Like comment, and share this share the stream, share the channel. I want to become more national people. I really do. Trying to get this podcast thing off on the road. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that called in, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm gonna go in and end the stream, y'all. Peace.